Alan would like a quiz tomorrow since I'm not here. But I'm going to say no, Alan. Not tomorrow. I want you to have friends, and that just would not help. Okay, we're good. And I won't tell Ted you're sitting in his spot. I hope he doesn't watch this video. There we go. So Gaussian elimination was just about getting zeros in the bottom left-hand corner. And if it's a 2 by 2, you just need 1 0. If it was a 3 by 3, you would need those 3 zeros. So the entire corner needs to be 0. In Gaussian Jordan elimination, another mathematician comes along and says, why don't we just take this a little bit further and also get zeros in the top right-hand corner? And while we're at it, why don't we just get 1s along the diagonal? And so before we had row echelon form with just the bottom corner being zeros. Reduced row echelon form also gives us zeros in the top and 1s along the diagonal. And when you get it in this form and you translate it back into what does this mean? X is 5. Y equals -3. And Z equals 2. The equation becomes solved completely. Don't have to do any kind of substituting back in. Now there's a process. In this process, we will always get column 1's zeros first. Then column 2 0 second. Then it's really easy to get this to be a 1. Then we can work up and get that column of zeros. And then that 0. And we'll see what this looks like. So we have our matrix. It's already set up as an augmented matrix. And first, we want to get this 1 in row 2 equal to a 0. So what can I do? I can take row 2 and change it to be row 1 minus row 2. Can you see that you could have also done row 2 minus row 1? Both will give you the same thing. Okay? But if I did row 1 minus row 2, again, I'm not changing row 1, so it's 1, -2, and 10. And row 1 minus row 2, so this will be 0. -2 minus 4 will give me -6, and 10 minus 16, -16. No, that was, no, -6. I know. Okay. So next arrow, once I have this, it's really easy to get this to be a 1. I can change row 2 by taking row 2 and dividing it by 6. -6, even better. So I haven't changed row 1, 1, -2, and 10. And now row 6, that's divided by 6. This gets divided by -6, it's just a 1. This gets divided by -6, it's also a 1. I can now get my top one to be a 0. I'm going to change row 1. I'm going to change row 1 to be row 1 plus 2 row 2's. Can you see that that will make a 0 in the top right? Row 2 doesn't change, so it's still 0, 1, 1. And now, if I take row 1 and add 2 row 2's, can you see that this will still be a 1? This will now be a 0. And 10 plus 2 is a 12. So x is equal to 12, and y is equal to 1. Is this the exact same one as we had before? I remember a 1 and a 12. Yeah, you saw it in this question. We could have just skipped it. Okay, I'll give you a head start. You may choose different operations than I choose, but see if you can get the reduced row echelon form. Oh, don't tell me the answer. I'm sure you're right. Did you do all the operations? So every time you do an operation, how did you do? That's part of the nice thing about matrices is you can do all the elimination stuff without the x's and y's, especially when you get to bigger ones like 3 by 3. If you ever did that one with elimination, all the equations that you were writing and getting mixed up, this keeps it a little bit more organized. Yeah, but to get reduced row echelon form, you need to have 1, 0, 0, 1. I know you can substitute, so you're doing a little bit of just regular Gaussian elimination. Yeah, you can, but if it does say using Gaussian Jordan, you need to get it down to 1, 0, 0, 1. All right, start the next one. Uh-oh, it has A's and B's.
What?
We haven't done that.
I haven't learned that one yet.
It's,
Is it any different?
yeah, you just say impossible and skip it.
Okay. I'm fine.
Perfect. I was just thinking, do you know why they choose X's and Y's more often than A's and B's? Is it to encourage math students to know their entire alphabet?
Well, funny thing, the way we perceive letters has a lot to do with how we think.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, Mr. Laplace did 2 tests a couple of years back.
Yeah.
One was written with X's and Y's, and one was written with P's and Q's.
Yeah.
The P's and Q's did significantly worse
Oh.
because of the way our brain process shapes of letters.
Interesting. I had a test where a question was really poorly written because for whatever reason, the word and got translated into Greek letters, something crazy like that. And everybody's like, I don't know how to do this one anymore. I'm like, okay, it was just supposed to be and. All right. Okay, I'll get it started here, and you guys can see how you did.
Yeah. That'll make it impossible.
On a test, do we have to write down all of the, like, what we did to matrices?
You should. Yes.
Should, or will that affect our grade?
I wouldn't take it off your grade, but if you write it and you make a simple mistake, it's like a half mark mistake. If you don't write it and you make a simple mistake, it's like a full mark mistake. So if you don't make mistakes, there's no deduction. Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right? It's with anything. When you show your work and someone sees, oh, I can't believe they made that mistake, the deduction's going to be small. When you don't show your work and you're like, I have no idea how they made their mistake, then the deduction's going to be larger. No, don't do that. Did you get x equals 2 and y equals 1?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, no. I didn't. A and B.
Oh, nice. So sneaky. A is equal to 2 and B is equal to 1. So if you did this, you would lose marks on a test. Okay? Okay. I did. Yes.
Question though, so you put like R2 the ones up and then everything else?
That's my notation.
Okay,
So
do you have to put this? I'd rather just write what I did, like R2 divided by -9 without specifying that that's for row 2. It's a lot.
that would be fine. It's just sometimes you have to be, I like doing this just to remind myself which row I can rewrite and not change. So, like, as if you didn't have this, sometimes your brain will do it. Will do, okay, row 1 minus 4, row 2. You'll get the number and you'll write it in row 2 without realizing why you were doing that. So I like writing which row got changed, right? I changed my row 1 to this to see what I've done. All right, I will let you do the next 3 on your own. I'll end the video here.